to today's Brunch and Learn webinar. So I'm EJ Allen, I'm Sector Manager for the school. And today, myself and my colleague Becky Bryant are going to be looking at how you can use the school to assess your sustainability knowledge and competence, and also look at how you can benchmark your progress with others. So before we get started, just a bit of housekeeping. So we're due to finish by 12 o'clock, so don't worry, we'll have you out of there by then. It might be worth you logging into the school platform into your account if you haven't already done so. And then if you wish, you can follow through the demo on your own school dashboards. If you have any technical difficulties as we're going through, I'm sure somebody will somewhere along the line. My colleague Rosie is available to help you. So just use the chat function on the bottom right hand side. You should see a space that says type your message. So just type your questions in there and Rosie should be able to get back to you. Now, everybody on the call except for myself and Becky will be muted. So yes, the only way of communicating is through that chat box on the bottom right hand side. If you have any questions about the demo as we're working through, then please just again put the question there in the bottom right hand corner and we'll either respond there and then or we'll revert back to your questions nearer the end. At the end of the session, once we've clicked finish, there will be a feedback form that will pop up on your screen. So if I could plead with you all to hang on and just complete that form for us, that would be really fantastic. Obviously, we're keen to understand what went well, what things could be improved going forward. So please do take the time to fill that in. The session's being recorded, so don't worry about taking notes as you're going through. We'll email out a link with the recording after the event. If for some reason you haven't got access to your emails and if you're furloughed, the web link will be available as a resource on the Supply Chain Sustainability School website. So if you just did a search there for videos and webinars, and it should pop up there for you. Okay, very brief bit of background to the school before we get cracking. It's a virtual learning environment. The school aims to develop sustainability knowledge and competence across the wider built environment. And when we talk about sustainability with the school, we're talking about it in its broadest sense, so covering social, economic and environmental topics. There's a wide range of learning in different formats through the school. So there's CPD learning, there's the lockdown learning webinar program, there's toolkits, there's videos, there's case studies, there's all sorts in there. We have over 2,500 resources across a range of topics. So sustainability sits at the heart of the school, but we also look at BIM, offsite and management skills as well, which are enablers really for delivering a more sustainable built environment. So you can use the school as a library of resources to kind of dip in and out and search for resources by topic or competency or format or star rating. But a common challenge that many of our members face, especially from smaller businesses who don't have sustainability departments or indeed anyone whose role it is to look after the environmental sustainability is where to start. It's quite overwhelming. There's so many topics. There's modern slavery, waste, water, well-being, and it's slightly overwhelming. So this is where the sustainability assessment can help with the school. So it helps you assess current levels of knowledge and strengths and identify areas for development. And the benefit of assessing through the school is that once you've completed it, you get a tailored 10-point action plan that recommends where you need to focus efforts and actually links to resources that can help you. So you can assess as an individual or as a company, but for the purpose of today, Becky's going to be focusing more on the individual assessments, given that I'm guessing many of you are hopefully using the lockdown as an opportunity to improve some of your own knowledge and competence and can then feed that into the business where you can. So I think that's it from me for now. So I'll hand over to Becky.
Fantastic. Thanks, EJ. Hello, everybody. Just to introduce myself, my name is Becky, as EJ mentioned. I hope you can all hear me and that you can all also see my screen. Currently, I'm just showing the Supply Chain School homepage. If you are having any problems, as EJ mentioned, just drop it into the chat functionality and we'll be happy to help. But from now on, I'm just going to talk you through how to complete your individual assessment and some of the features available on your individual dashboard. So as I mentioned, this is the Supply Chain School homepage. I'm sure that a lot of you are familiar with it, but we have rebranded since the end of last year. So if you haven't logged on in a little while, this may look slightly new to you. So just an introduction. So the first thing that we are going to need to do in order to be able to complete our personal assessment is to log in. This button has now moved and you can find that here. in the top right hand corner of your screen. And if you have colleagues that don't have an account but would like to have one, they just click this sign up button next to it. So I'm just going to log in and take you through the whole process that you will see when you log into your Supply Chain School account. So I'm just going to enter my password. As you saw at the bottom, there was a forgot passwords button. So if you have forgotten your password, you can't log into your account, you can request for a reset password to be sent to you automatically. But here now you can see I've logged in. It's introducing me up here, welcoming me. And in order to get to my personal dashboard, I just have to click on the obviously named dashboard link. So I'm just going to do that now. Give it a couple of seconds to load. And this is what we call our personal dashboard. So everyone's personal dashboard is unique to themselves. It doesn't matter what company you're linked to, it doesn't matter how it works. Everyone has their own unique personal dashboard. And that's so that people can undertake their learning on behalf of themselves as an individual and not just on behalf of their business. So the purpose of today's session is to talk you through how to complete your personal assessment. So you can do this obviously through your personal dashboard. So you'll see the icons at the top here that talk about personal assessments. And you can see here that at the moment, I have the capability to do assessments in management, offsite, and sustainability. Now, when you log into your individual dashboard, you may not see as many of these options. You may just see the sustainability option coming up, for example. So what I'm going to talk you through first off is the way to edit your individual profile so that you can take assessments in as many of the sustainability topics that the school offers. So the way that you can do that is you just come over to the left-hand side of your dashboard and you click on this link here that says View My Profile. So I'm going to do that. And as you'll see, this takes you to your own individual information just specifically for yourself. Through here, you're able to edit all of your personal information. You're able to upload a little avatar if you wanted to. You're also able to change your password by this region as well. And the purpose that we are looking for today is this topic down here, the preferences topic. So as you'll see here, we've been asked to select one or more topics that we are interested in. And you can see here, sustainability, offsite and management are ticked. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to tick lean and BIM, and then you will see what difference that makes to my individual profile. We'll also ask you to let us know what markets our organisation is interested in, and we'll also ask you to pick some trade categories. Now, this is important information because it helps us produce action plans for you after you've completed your self-assessment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save these changes now here, just quickly to talk you through the changes that has made to my account. But just before I do that, actually, I just want to draw your attention to this section here. This is where you are able to unsubscribe or resubscribe to marketing communications from the school, as well as our privacy policy, just in case you need that GDPR information. So I'm going to save the changes to my account now, and you will see the changes that that has made up here in my personal dashboard. So previously, I only had management, offsite, and sustainability. But where in my individual profile I ticked lean and BIM, you can see that those two options have come up now. So these are the 5 areas that we offer as personal self-assessments in. So you can complete a self-assessment in any of these topics that you like, no matter what industry, what trade category you're sitting in. However you want to learn, you're able to learn your own way. So what you can see when we talk about personal assessments is if you have yet to complete an individual assessment, you'll see the big blue Assess Now button just here. And that basically means that you have yet to complete a personal assessment, and you can just go straight in and do that from there. If you have completed an assessment before, you will see something more akin to what I've got at the bottom here, where it says sustainability. So you can see that I've got a baseline score, which is the first self-assessment score I ever gave myself in sustainability. And you can see that I have another column here for current score, and that's my current sustainability self-assessment. You can also see underneath here the date that that was completed. So I last completed a personal assessment in sustainability on the 28th of October. So if you have already completed a self-assessment, you are welcome to reassess, and you'll see this button here. You can reassess as often as you like. There's no parameters set on how frequently or infrequently you choose to reassess, particularly at a personal level. You're welcome to do it at your own pace, whenever works best for you. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to click the reassess button for sustainability, and I'll talk you through what the personal assessment actually looks like. So I hope my screen has changed for everybody. So you can now see that we're in the starting page for our sustainability assessment. There are a few bullet points that we just ask you to read and agree to before you can commence the self-assessment. And that is confirming that you're completing this assessment on behalf of yourself as an individual and not for your company, because we do have a separate self-assessment for companies, which I will go into after we've completed this. We ask you to confirm that you will answer all statements accurately, that you will not use the training resources for commercial purposes, that you understand that this is not linked to pre-qualification and does not guarantee any new business, and also that your data is stored confidentially by the school. So we just ask you to tick this agree box here, and you will see down the bottom of my screen that the Get Started button has now become live. So all we do is we click Get Started and we'll be good to go. So I'll just give that a short moment to load up. Fantastic. Hopefully that has changed for everybody as well. So what you can see at the top here is just a brief blurb information about completing the sustainability assessment and the questions that we will ask you to answer. Now, for those of you that experienced our sustainability assessment in our previous web platform, you will recall that there were approximately 70 questions in that, and it was a relatively long-winded process. You will be pleased to know, however, that that process has now been condensed down into just 17 questions. So it is not an unwieldy thing to do. It should take you maximum 10 minutes to complete, and hopefully it's much more straightforward and user-friendly from this stage. So if you haven't completed a personal assessment since we launched our new web platform back at the end of 2019, hopefully you're going to be in for a pleasant surprise when you go in to complete your self-assessment. So I'm just going to talk you through how the self-assessment is formatted and the way the questions are asked. And then what I'll do is I'll just submit this draft assessment and show you what action plans get produced. So what we've got at the top here, so this is what our question number 1 is about. This is the subject, sustainability strategy. And all we ask you to do is rate your knowledge on a scale of 1 to 5 on that topic. So the topic is sustainability strategy, and here I just pick I have no knowledge, I understand the 3 pillars, I understand how to develop a strategy, I understand how to take a materiality review, I understand how to drive best practice in sustainability, or also not applicable. So if this question is not applicable to me as an individual, I can just click that and it will change my answer for me. If I do have any questions at all about what is being covered, so if I'm not 100% sure what sustainability strategy is referring to, I can just go over here to the right-hand side of my screen, hover over the question mark, and it brings up a little blue box that provides me with a bit more information to help me answer the question accurately. So I'm just going to scroll down and talk you through question 2, just briefly as an example. So again, you'll see here, the topic is sustainable procurement. We have the levels of knowledge from 1 to I have no knowledge, to 5 being I understand how to measure and manage, and to fully aligned strategy with ISO 2400. Now, the reason that there is already an answer selected for me is because I had already completed a self-assessment. So this is the score that I gave myself when I last assessed. This is a functionality that we've enabled so that you are able to properly understand where your level of knowledge is improving. If you go in for the first time completing your first ever assessment, an answer won't be highlighted. This just comes up when you have already completed an assessment. And it's just a way for you to see if you're improving at all in your sustainability knowledge or if you're staying the same. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to select that I have moved up a knowledge level, and at the bottom of the screen I will show you what that impact that has on the assessment. So that's our second topic. If you'll bear with me, I'm just going to scroll all the way to the bottom of my screen, skipping over the next few questions because you don't need a detailed breakdown of all the responses. You're able to read those for yourselves when you complete the assessment. So I'm just going to scroll down. These are 17 topics that we cover in the school, and that's why they have been condensed down into form our assessment. Fantastic. So as you can see at the bottom here, it says, it seems you've rated yourself higher in areas compared to your previous assessment. Use this box to record any key activities you completed. So here we can just put evidence as to why our knowledge has gone up. And that box will come up every time you rate yourself as higher on your self-assessment. It's not compulsory to be completed, so you don't need to fill this box in, but it just pops up for you to be able to keep a record of your content for yourself. At the bottom here, we then have your options. You can either save and continue, you can save and exit. So if you haven't had a chance to complete your answers and you want to come back a bit later and finish it off, you can save and exit and come back, or you can submit your answers, which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm just going to submit my answers. The system then takes a little second just to have a little think. What it does is it runs an algorithm that looks at your answers based on your trade category and the topics that you're interested in, and it produces for you one of our bespoke action plans, which you can see here. It's taking me to this automatically. So I'm going to click into to view my action plan here, and I'm going to talk you through very briefly how the action plans are displayed. So I've clicked View Plan and it's opened up underneath here for me. So you can see here, this is my sustainability personal plan. And what it's doing is it's recommending 10 resources for me to have a look at. So let's say, for example, I wanted to view this responsible waste management in FM module. I just would click on this link. I'm not actually going to click on it because it will take us off to a different page, but hopefully you will be able to see in a different tab, which I've just clicked into now. Hopefully you'll be able to see that that link has just taken me straight away to the resource. So you don't need to go into the resource library specifically to try and find this resource. You just click on the link and it will take you straight there. We do also give you a bit of blurb about it. We tell you the level that it sits at, how long we expect it to take you to complete, and we do that for 10 different resources. Once you have accessed this resource and completed it, you can just tick this box here and you can mark the resource as seen. Now, because I haven't actually completed the resource, I've got a little pop-up box on my screen that says it hasn't been completed. Are you sure you don't want to have another go? I'm just going to click OK for now, just for the purposes of this demonstration. But so if you do begin an e-learning module and you haven't completed it yet, this message will pop up just to remind you to have a little go. So I'm going to just scroll down to the bottom of this action plan for you, just to see the sort of resources that we are recommending. And what you can do, when you have accessed all 10 of the resources, you are able to complete your plan. It won't let me complete my plan right now because I still have some open resources. But once you've accessed all your resources, you've ticked all of these boxes, you can press complete plan and you can go ahead and reassess. As I said, there's no restriction on how quickly you work through your action plan. If you have time, you can reassess as often as you like, or you can reassess as slowly as you like. It's completely up to you. But we do ask that you complete all the resources in your action plan before you reassess, just to see if there's been any impact on your sustainability knowledge. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on my little icon up the top here where it says dashboard, and that's actually going to take me directly back to my personal dashboard. So what we can see under here, where I've completed my sustainability assessment, we can see that the date here has changed. So my last score assessment is on here. We can see that my personal action plan is also loaded in here. So you don't need to go through your assessment in order to get to your action plan. It's all just stored here for you. So I'll just click on that and it will take us through back to the action plan page, as you can see here, which we were just seeing. So I'm just going to go back to my dashboard again. I just wanted to show you how you can get into your action plan once you've completed your personal assessment. So just a few more minutes left to go and then we'll take some questions. What I'm going to do now is just to show you where the corporate dashboard is and how the corporate assessment works from here. So as we mentioned, this is your personal dashboard. You can tell this, it's got personal assessments up here, it's got your little icon here and your name. If I wanted to go to my corporate action plan and my corporate dashboard, all I need to do, I can either click on the logo here. So if you have your company logo, you'll be able to click on that. Or there's a link down here that says, take me to my company dashboard. I'm going to click on the logo link for now. And what that does is that takes you through to your corporate dashboard. We'll just give that a little minute to load. And what I'm going to show you on your corporate dashboard is where the company assessments live, and just briefly explain the difference between those. So having clicked on either take me to my company dashboard or the company logo, this is our company dashboard. So the first thing that we can see here is our company level. We do have several different levels of membership through the school, and I will explain what those are just at the very end of the session. But this gives you an example exactly of what your company level is. It enables you to download your badge. So should you need to include it in your email signatures or in any PQQs or tenders for evidence, you're able to download your badge from your company dashboard. It does tell you when your status is due to expire without any action. So you'll be able to keep a check of when you need to undertake some activity in order to keep your level up. And it does also tell you here on the right-hand side what your progress is. As the company, as a gold member, we are actually at the top. So we're 100% of our way to gold. Gold is our highest level. But let's say you were bronze or silver, it would tell you what percentage of your way you were to the next level up. So if you were bronze, for example, it would maybe say you are 50% on your way to silver. And then what it would tell you here, it would say to achieve silver, you need to, and it would just tell you what you need to do to achieve silver, be that access a few more resources as an organisation or complete an assessment as an organisation. So I did say that I was going to talk briefly through the company assessments and how they look. So I'm going to scroll down on my screen and you will see here where it says company assessments. So again, companies can assess in any of the 5 sustainability areas that we cover. So you'll see assessment topic here. You can just click and you can pick which sustainability topic you want to assess for on behalf of your company. Now, the way that the company assessments work is you have to be either the owner of your company account with the school or an administrator in order to be able to complete this assessment. That is just because this information is being completed on behalf of the business. And so what we do is we actually encourage companies to get together to answer these questions as a group, and then you'll be able to produce a balanced assessment and balanced action plan on behalf of the business. So if you do have any questions about how to become an administrator or an owner of your account, if you wanted to complete a corporate assessment, the way you can check that is you would scroll down on your company dashboard and there will be a link that says Our People. And all you need to do is this is the owner of your account. So you can either contact them directly there or you can click into the View All Colleagues functionality and it will tell you exactly what status you have as an organisation and as an individual within that organisation. So if you are not a company administrator, but you would like to complete a corporate assessment on behalf of your business, you have the authority to do that. You can contact your company owner using the details that are contained within there, and they will be able to make you a corporate administrator in order to be able to complete your corporate assessments. So lastly, I did say that I was going to show you the level statuses and the difference between those. So I'm just going to do that now. And what I'm going to do is I'm hovering over here, the main menu of the school website, hovering over the About section. And if I just look down here where it says membership levels, I'm going to select this option. And that takes me through here to our different membership levels. So what you can see here, you can see a bit of information about memberships, and then this is where we go through the requirements to reach each membership level. So we have our active member, we have bronze members, silver members, and gold members. I think at this point it's also worth me mentioning that membership of the school is completely free of charge no matter what your level. So we don't charge for you to be a gold member, for example. That's not the way that the school works. It's completely based on activity within the school. So you will never be charged for membership of the school no matter what level you reach. It's all to do with engagement. And hopefully this screenshot here provides you with a bit of information about how you can reach the various different levels within the school. So I hope that has been a helpful brief tour of completing the personal assessment and where you can also find the corporate assessment. We do have a couple of minutes left, so I would just like to take any questions if there have been any questions come in at all, EJ.
Brilliant. Thanks, Becky. Yes, we've had a few questions. So, simple one to start with. Can you just show us again how to get from the personal assessment page to the company assessment page? Just to kind of
Absolutely.
show that again.
Yes, no problem at all. So what I'm going to do, from anywhere within the school, when you're logged in, you just click on the dashboard link here, which is in your top right hand side. This will always take you to your personal dashboard. Now, if we wanted to get from here to our company dashboard, we can either click on our company's logo, which we see here, and it comes up with a pop-up message that says switch to my company's action sustainability. So switch to action sustainability dashboard, or there's another link down here that says take me to my company dashboard. So I'm just going to click on that link, and hopefully we'll be able to see that it will bring up the action sustainability dashboard in just a couple of seconds, like so.
Fab. Thanks, Becky. Simple question here around getting, how do you get allocated certificates and badges? So I can, for that one, it's very simple. You get allocated certificates if you've completed e-learning modules. You automatically get CPD certificates for those. For the bronze, silver, and gold badges, that's all automated on the system. So as soon as you've completed the requirements for those different levels of badges, like Becky just showed you, you automatically would get your badge. Becky, anything
Yeah.
else to add on to that?
No, not at all. What I'm going to do is just to briefly show you. So, as EJ said, the company membership badge is included here. I'm going to go back to my personal dashboard just to show you where the certificates will be stored once you complete those e-learning modules that EJ mentioned. They will all be stored for you in your personal dashboard just here where it says certificates. I haven't got any as of yet because I haven't completed any recent e-learning modules, but when you do, they will all populate for you in this section here, and you'll be able to just to click and you will be able to download them from this section.
Okay, it's 12 o'clock, so we'll do two more questions, then we'll probably have to finish. Can other corporate administrators see your personal profile and assessments, or just the company profile and assessments?
So what a corporate administrator is able to see is the corporate administrator does have access to your personal dashboard, but they're not able to complete any activity on your behalf. So if my corporate administrator was to log into their account and they needed to see what I had done, all they would be able to see is they would be able to see any aggregated data that I had in terms of the sustainability assessment. And they would also be able to see, I'm just going to scroll down, they would also be able to see my activity log here. So they are able, as a corporate administrator, they are able to see people's activity logs. Yes.
Okay. Very quickly, if you have it in your action plan, does it recognise if you've already completed a resource prior to initially filling in the assessment? So if you did an assessment and it came up with, have a look at the e-learning module on climate change and carbon, but you'd already completed that 2 weeks ago, would the system
Yeah.
recognise that?
Yes, it does. So I'm just going to show you in the action plan that I produced from the sustainability assessment, which I just completed. I'm just going to log into that again, just via here. And as you will see, this Introduction to Environmental Management e-learning module is already ticked. So it has recognised that I have already accessed this resource. So you will not need to access the resource again. So it will automatically recognise that you have already done it. We won't make you complete an e-learning module twice.
Okay. Can we engage in the system as an individual and a company, or either or?
You can do either or, absolutely. So
Fab.
you have the option to do either or, yeah.
Okie doke. And then I think this will have to be the last question, just because of the time. So which one shall we choose? Can we set up different business units within the same company, or do we have to register as different companies?
Okay, so the way that the system works at the moment is people that register with the same corporate email domain. So, for example, at supplychainschool.co.uk, they automatically get encouraged to join in with the main corporate account. If you are a business that has separate email domains but is one company, you can either all go in to the same corporate account, you can have different email domains in the same account, or you can have separate corporate accounts. We are actually working on setting up individual business units within companies. So if there is, for example, a big group of companies that have different email domains contained within those group of companies, that is something that we are currently working to build. It is still in development. However, it is something that we have been asked for by our members. So it is coming soon, as it were. So at the moment, it's not possible to have separate business units within a corporate account, but it will be. Just give us a bit of time to develop that functionality for you. Were there any other questions at all?
I think we probably have to finish, Becky, actually, just because of the timing. I know people might have other things they need to head off to. So maybe if we is anything else we need from
Yeah.
your side, Becky, before we finish?
No, not from my side. Just if there were questions that people had that we hadn't had a chance to get around to, please do feel free to drop me an email. My email address is Becky, BECKY, at supplychainschool.co.uk, and I'll be happy to respond to you directly.
And please do hang on and wait and complete the survey. We'd really appreciate it. So thank you
Yes.
very much, everyone. Thank you.